This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
That was good.
Sam Houston is your winner.
They're fired up about him.
Oh, yeah. My hair's all messed up.
Final match coming up. The Midnight Express with Jim Cornette to defend against the Road Warriors. That is coming up in just a few seconds. And don't forget a gigantic bunkhouse match still to come as the Rock and Roll Express and Dusty Rhodes take on Nature Boy Ric Flair and Ole Don Anderson. Now let's go to the ring for this announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, the most awesome combination in wrestling today, the tag team champions of the world, Loverboy Dennis and beautiful Bobby, the Midnight Express.
What'd you think of him always being the guy to introduce him? I like it. It's a nice.
Oh, I do too. I do too. Why not, man? Have him get some more heat.
Would you rather be beautiful Bobby or Loverboy Dennis?
Loverboy Dennis.
It was a long time. Hey, I guess now's just as good a time of any that we should send some condolences to great close personal friend of the show, Mr. Bobby Eaton. Unfortunately, he lost his wife over the last week or so. Donna Eaton, who my wife has known her whole life. They were Facebook friends, and she added me on Facebook once we got married, and she would send me stuff. Just a nice lady. Of course, the daughter of superstar Bill Dundee and the wife, a longtime wife of Bobby Eaton. And man, they had a unique situation to be married as long as they were. And now she's no longer with us. And we see him and Dennis are about to take a whooping from the Road Warriors here. But you knew Donna, right? You met Donna.
Yeah. Donna and I met Donna. I knew her. We lived close together because she lived in Pineville with Bobby, North Carolina. Lois and I lived in Pineville for a bit. Then we moved around different apartments. Lois and I did with the kids, and finally settled in on a couple of houses. But we, Donna and I were Facebook friends as well. And Donna was very proud of her grandchildren, I guess, and saw pictures of her. But Donna had been sick for quite a while, I understand.
Yeah.
I had been fighting cancer, and condolences. And Bobby's health has not been that good as of late as well. So I haven't reached out to him. I know I got his number, and I really probably should, but I didn't want to call right when it happened, But anyway, our condolences to Bobby, because as we've said before, and we're sincere about this, I know you are very insincere about a lot of things, but we're sincere about this when we say Bobby Eaton is one of the nicest men ever in pro wrestling.
Yes.
To the point to where you think, man, a guy that nice shouldn't have been a pro wrestler. Yeah. We tried our best in Nashville to get him to talk bad about somebody, but he wouldn't, would he?
Even behind the scenes.
That's right. Even back in the, green room.
That's the thing. Like, sometimes people don't know, like, the real Jim Ross. You and I know Jim Ross was born to entertain.
Yes.
He's one of the boys with a capital B.
Yes.
And so there's the Jim Ross you're going to meet. You're doing a meet and greet.
Yeah.
You're at a live show. You're at an appearance. And then there's the Jim you'll meet behind the scenes who has no filter and is just looking for laughs. And he's going to say something that is going to make you laugh, but you probably can't repeat. And we got a lot of that day in Nashville. And we got some from everyone involved, but we got none from Mr. Eaton because that's not his style, Daddy.
Nope, it isn't. I make a note of this, and you may have already done this. When you talk to Arn, you guys have your next podcast
today. Actually,
have you talked about the size of the rings?
No, but I'll tell you, I'm glad you brought that up. It is sort of random that you brought it up, but I saw a clip the other day on social from Dr. Tom Pritchard, and I didn't really notice it, but you couldn't even make out the width of the ring. It just looked like, from the hard cam side, there were just ropes that just kept going forever and ever on both sides, and guys would disappear when they were running the ropes. And so one of the comments said, Jesus Christ, how big was this ring? And Tom Pritchard said, and I'm sure he's ribbing, there's no way. But he says, I think 50 by 50, Paul loved big rings.
Mm.
Now, there's no way that's real. But can you imagine a scenario where the ring was legitimately 50 feet?
No, I can't. But I can tell you this, and Arn and I were discussing it backstage AEW, and I thought, man, this is a good conversation to have on a podcast. The size of the size of the ring at the TBS studios was smaller than all the rest. Was smaller than the event rings. So this is a bigger ring, and it was difficult for guys to adapt at times. Arn said it was easy as a heel to take a bump and then roll out in a smaller ring.
Right.
So it's and Arn knows, Arn knows about it. And so it's worth talking to him about it. I think it's a very cool conversation. Look at this. How about Cornette, man? Get in the face of, it's almost as if they're doing an angle here with Dennis Condrey.
Man, the Road Warriors, how many times a week do you just think of them?
All the time.
I mean, I think of them at least once a week. This past week, randomly, I was hanging out with a couple of buds and somebody brought up Smoky Mountain, but they had never seen it.
Uh-huh.
So I fired up an episode of Smoky Mountain, and there was a promo from Hawk in there where, it's old school. So they would have him just cut a tape and mail it and then put it in their TV. He's not there yet, but he knew somebody with a camcorder who could record a promo of him like in his fucking kitchen or something, but he's in full gimmick. But it was unintentionally hilarious because he said, "What time is it? Oh, I ain't got a watch." What? A guy pretending he has a watch when he doesn't, with that hairdo and painted face. Oh, I ain't got a watch. It fucking got all over us.
Huh.
And then I guess they were doing, it's Cornette. So Cornette had gimmick matches, right? Because that's what the South, I know some people make fun, but gimmick matches in the South were just part of life, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're going to get the same people to come see you, really the same roster, 52 weeks in a year, you had to get creative. You had to do gimmicks.
Sure.
So one of the matches was like a, 4-man Texas tornado, no disqualification, false count anywhere, wave the flag match or capture the whatever.
Yeah.
And so he rattles it off. It's like a tongue twister, but it's a flag match. And he goes, "Oh, never been in one of those. Not scared of it though." I can just imagine like in his house, right? We sometimes as wrestling fans assume this guy walks around as Hawk 24/7. No. That shit comes off and he's just a regular dude who wants to eat chicken breasts every 60 minutes. That's it, really. But still, I'm sure that day he's got a wife or a girlfriend, somebody hand him in the background saying, "Hey, we got to go do this. We got to go do that. And before you leave town, we need to go see so-and-so. And don't forget, we got to do, and you hadn't cut the grass yet. I got to paint my face and cut a promo in the kitchen for Jimmy. And I'm going to do it." Then I just imagine he just keeps trying to improvise and stretch it out. And that wasn't a good one. Got to do it again. Can't cut the grass just yet. Got to do it. The idea that he's painting himself up. I gotta fucking mow the grass. I don't like her Aunt Linda. Fuck that. I'm going to do this for Jimmy. I mean, it was just like the idea that this guy in his house painted his face, which maybe wasn't even real.
Yeah.
It would just tickle me.
Yeah.
Because I just think it's such a weird, like you see him chest up. So is he like wearing Umbros and flip flops down below? And is he going to go do the dishes after the Road Warriors walking through their house doing regular? I'm going to put a load of laundry on.
Yeah.
It's fucking hysterical to me.
Well, here's something else hysterical too. And I distinctly remember having breakfast with them a number of times in Atlanta because we would they would fly in from Minnesota. I would fly in from Charlotte. And sometimes we would just run into each other at the airport. And they said, "Let's go have breakfast." And sitting down with those two guys, not Hawk and Animal, but Joe and Mike having breakfast.
You ever hear some of my commercials and think to yourself, that sounds too good to be true. That's probably malarkey. Here's the deal, man. It's real.
So what made us go to savewithconrad.com is we were looking to refinance anyways. I heard one of the ads on the podcast and I went to my wife and said, "Hey, there's this guy who does all these wrestling podcasts that I listen to." And we ended up calling and making our first appointment and everything was pain-free. We had a great experience. So we actually got to work with Larry and that was really cool to get to work with Conrad's dad. We got to hear a little bit about Conrad as a kid, so that was definitely kind of fun. If I had a question, I could go to Larry, and within either 5 minutes, I either have an email with the answer or letting me know that he would have the answer to me and about what time I would get that. So Larry was actually able to put together a plan where we took 5 years off the life of our loan. So we went to a shorter mortgage. We completely shaved off a full year, and we were able to save $150 a month on top of what we were currently paying. We were also able to completely drop our PMI, which is something I really despised paying. I want to say it was about $47,000. So over the life of our mortgage, we're definitely going to be able to afford college by the time our little guy gets there. Somebody was actually interested in it, but just kind of on the fence. What I would say to ease your concern is just give them a call. One of the things that they always mention in their ads is that there's no obligation. There was no pressure on our side whatsoever. Go to savewithconrad.com.
We're routinely helping wrestling fans around the country, just like you, save tens of thousands of dollars. But how much can you save? Find out right now for free at savewithconrad.com.
And hearing their discussions was a treat because they laugh and they cut up. And I'm thinking, these are the two biggest killers in wrestling, right?
Right.
We're just having a grand old time over here. Now, I'm not talking about, we're talking about breakfast, not pouring drinks back or anything like that. Just eating breakfast and just having a good time. And, you know, I do think about him. Every time I see a big guy in AEW, like Brian Cage or like Hobbs, Powerhouse Hobbs, Cesar Bononi, all those guys are big. Every time I see somebody that's etched, you know, that has big traps, I think of Hawk. I do.
And whenever you see a massage parlor, you think of your times with Animal, right? Because
I think of the times that I drove in there and waited for him to come out. I do.
Well, now hang on. Now he says go inside and partake.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not going to speak ill of the people no longer with us, but
you do every other week.
That's not true.
You even said very early on in our run here on the pods, where you said, "Hey, once they're dead, we can shit on them," right?
No, I didn't.
And I'm like, that's ugly. That's rude.
That's terrible.
But you're also the type of guy, when I tell you that, I'll send you a text and I'll say, so and so passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll text me back, what was the finish on that guy?
Mm.
That's fucking rude, Tony.
Now that's a fucking lie.
There's
another t-shirt. Now, that's a fucking LIE exclamation point. Dink, dink, dink. Ryan Duff.
I think dink, dink, dink should be a t-shirt.
I think Ryan Duff's not doing much today.
He ain't doing much any day.
Any day. Hey, so just a very quick shout out to all of our top guys and low-key big hogs. We got some good stuff coming up in September.
Boy, have we been planning or what?
Yeah, man. We got a good staff.
We got some folks who are swinging for the fences, buddy.
We got some good staff. And then there's Hancock and Silva. But we got a good staff.
And Ryan.
Yes, and Ryan.
Nothing happening, Ryan.
Nothing happening, Ryan. Oh, speaking of nothing happening, Steve Kaufman.
Oh, yeah.
What does he just do? Sit on his ass and punch in?
I don't know what he does, if I'm honest. I just know the check comes every month and I'm thankful.
Yeah, there you go. So maybe we shouldn't talk ill of the people that send us money.
No, he sends us money. Everybody else we listed, we actually just pay to exist.
Yeah, pay to exist. Exactly.
Well, Ryan, I guess not. Yeah, you know what? It's mostly just Silva and Hancock.
Yeah.
Really Hancock specifically.
Mm-hmm. Or Hancock.
We at least see Silva's work.
I know.
We didn't even hear about Hancock.
No, Hancock goes, yeah, I did it. I go, nope, you didn't. And then there's Matt Kuhn, if we're just shitting on people now.
No, I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Hey, so you didn't put over my Mid-Atlantic belt enough.
The tag team belt you were showing me?
Yeah.
What do you mean I didn't put it over enough?
Well, I'm not. I don't think it's been satisfactorily put over.
All right, let me think of something to say to put it over. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know what that is, but I'll say something to put it over. It's great, but I'll say something better than that. We may have new World Tag Team Champions. Power Slam, big flying shoulder block. Uh-oh.
Boot to the head.
Here comes the finish. We got all four in the ring.
Animal. Cornette is in. Cornette
Tommy Young saw it, and he will disqualify, I'm sure, the Midnight Express. Now Owen.
Man, that crowd is fired up.
Yeah, you know, I've always hated disqualifications, but DQs for the sake of heat, something like this, it kind of works, right? Makes him into a Weasley little. Whoa. Now that's a hell of an angle. I'm sure they popped on that.
Baby Doll just knocked out Jim Cornette.
Cheap shot from behind, man. And Jimmy's selling it, buddy. Good stuff. Again, disqualification to me is a shit finish, but it works here for what they wanted to accomplish. You weren't going to pin the Road Warriors on TV, nor pin the Midnight Express on TV, switch the titles, but you got your Jim Cornette Baby Doll angle out of it.
Man, this is right in the middle of the bash, and we've had some competitive matches. It's a totally different studio style show, but here we go.
The World Tag Team title by disqualification, but that is not the big story. The big story is what happened to Jim Cornette after the match had concluded, being chased around the ring by Preacher's Paul Ellering, and then Baby Doll out of nowhere levels Jim Cornette to the tune of thousands of fans standing up and cheering Baby Doll on. Let's go back and relive what we just saw. Tennis racket really plastering the Road Warriors.
See, he's just doing all this shit, and fans are fucking mad, man.
Oh, he's riling them up.
Yeah, he really is.
I was wondering, like, why are we seeing another replay? Because we got a camera sort of focusing on Jimmy.
Yeah.
God damn the pop for that hot tag.
Here comes the shoulder. No, the power slam, then the shoulder.
Here comes Baby.
Yeah.
Cornette is in. Cornette. He hit out of the one in the back. Tommy Young saw it, and he will disqualify, I'm sure, the Midnight Express. Now Owen. Chasing Cornette around the ring. Cornette's in trouble. With a right hand out of nowhere. Knocks Cornette right out to the floor.
Golly, they were hot for that.
And let's hear for JCP's production crew. That was different. Those were different camera angles.
Yeah, they were.
On the replay. So they actually isolated something. And Wayne Daniel, who was one-man production crew in the back, actually had taped it and put it into us because we did a live to tape.
What you just seen is the Road Warriors whip the so-called world champion Midnight Express. I ain't got much to say. All these people here know we're the world champs. Know something, Tony Schiavone? We got Baby Doll, our partner, and a couple of these great American bashes, Midnight Express, and especially you little weasel, Cornette. You're going down, and let me tell you something. Whether it's the Colas, Midnight Express, Cornette, and especially the Four Horsemen and Flair, you grab a hold of my brother or myself, and we'll let you know what it's like to feel the wrath of the Legion of Doom. Nice punch, Baby Doll. You know, baby doll, I got to congratulate you. That was one of the greatest shots I have ever seen. And the Road Warriors and the Legion of Doom are honored to take care of business, as Jimmy Cornette has proved to the whole world that he has a mouth big enough that he can stick a banana in sideways. Well, Jimmy Cornette, when it's all said and done, we're going to ask you, how does it feel to eat filet of sole? In other words, how does it feel to have your foot shoved down your throat because your mouth is so big your checks can't back up what you're saying, big boy? Tell him, baby doll.
You bet. You know, Cornette, you messed in my business just a little bit too much, and you found out what I'm really made of. During the bashes, I haven't quite gotten a hold of you like I really, really wanted to. But right here, you know, you did an injustice by sticking your nose in with the Road Warriors, and I thought it was my place. I was sitting in back watching the monitor, thought it was my place to come down. I had the perfect opportunity, and you saw what it was like to get hit by Baby Doll. You know, I know a lot more besides just hitting. You know, I've learned a couple of moves myself, so if you try and get away, darling, this track star is going to get after you. So, Cornette, you try and run. I'm going to be right behind it with this, darling.
I did a great job of getting behind her.
Yeah.
You know, getting out of the camera angle. That's one of the things that Dusty always liked about me. He said, you know, whoa, here we go.
Again, more Cornette.
Yeah.
You better not give me that microphone. You better not say a word, because I'm going to talk straight to Baby Doll, because she just proved my point. Look at this tape right here. I'm running away from Paul Ellering, my man Bubba, trying to catch up to him. And he's got Ellering. He's going to make sure Ellering don't do me any harm. Right there, he's got him blocked off. When look, the back jumper, the backstabber, the low class, trashy, stinking, slimy scuzz, Baby Doll, that you are. You proved my point all along. You come in from behind. You hit me over the head with a brick. Look at the size of this ice pack. Let me tell you something right now, Baby Doll. The Road Warriors on the Rock and Roll and Dusty and Magnum. I don't care if you get King Kong and Godzilla to help you out, because now not only am I going to prove my point that no woman can beat a man except by jumping him from behind, not only am I going to beat your brains out, but now I'm coming after revenge, and you better believe I'm going to get it, you stinking scuzzbag.
By the way, the show is about to go off the air.
Right.
But we've still got Rock and Roll and Dusty teaming up to take on Rick, Ole, and Arn.
Yeah. It's a bunkhouse match. And by the way, tape machines are rolling. We'll show you what happened next week.
By the way, when we say bunkhouse match, we mean it.
Yeah.
Rock and Roll Express, and Ricky Morton's got his mask on. They're coming to the arena or to the ring wearing jeans and t-shirts, just like Dusty.
Yep.
And Flair's in there.
Yeah. In jeans. How about that?
Oh, yeah. Let's track it. Totally different approach to TV, man.
Yeah.
Totally different show from what we've been seeing.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty cool show. Again, a lot of Jim Cornette, but good angle with Baby Doll. Love that. And
you know, it's worth mentioning. We talk about how hot the Rock and Roll Express was in '86, and everybody talks about them in '86 and how important they were. And I'm not discounting any of that. But you know, in order for there to be a super over babyface, there had to be a heel who made it possible. And I don't think it's even worth discussing. The people who made that happen specifically are the Midnight Express.
Absolutely. Flair's not wearing jeans. I think that's Sands about.
Yeah, he's got some slacks on. Took one punch, jumped over the rail, and he's hauling ass to the back. It feels like you're about to yell, "We're desperately out of time" or something.
Yeah, we're about looks like about 2 minutes away. Oh, that's cool.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.